Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about some basic carpentry tips and tools needed to do your own home DIY projects. Just because you aren't a carpenter full-time or work in a laborious job doesn't mean you shouldn't know these tips, and anyone can benefit from them and can use them in their own household applications to save money and time. For example, hanging a picture, fixing a garage door track that falls off, so they're important to know. And hopefully you can find some value in this. One of the first and most important skills to learn is how to measure and write properly. All you need, some sort of tape measure or ruler. I've got this 30-foot right here, Craftsman. It doesn't need to be that long. Pencil, and optional, a speed square. So say I want to go 10 inches. I go maybe 2 inches more just so I'm comfortable, and I'm going to go to either side. Do a little mark. If I have a speed square, I can just do one mark, and this will give me a 90-degree angle that I can set right next to it and quickly scribe that. If you don't have a speed square, going back to say 8 inches right here, you'd want to do it on both sides, so 8 inches on the far side, 8 inches here, and then you can just draw it across using something flat like this or another piece of wood. Anything that you know is going to go through those 2 points, take it, and you've got yourself a straight line. So a speed square makes it much quicker because you're going to get that perfect 90 degrees every time, and you only need to do one cut, one scribe. So that can be a time saver. However, it's not necessary if you're not going to be doing it. The next skill that's important to know how to do is how to set a fastener. There's two main types, and we've talked about them more, and that is nails, which I've got 2 8-penny nails here, which nails, they have usually a smooth shank, and what their strength is structural shear strength. So these are hard to bend, and so in an upright application, it's going to be hard to bend that down. So nails are very strong. Screws, on the other hand, are a bit more brittle and not quite as strong with that shear strength, so pulling stuff down like a load. However, they're much more strong at holding something inwards, so it's hard to pull this out. That's because they have these ridges here. So these 2 screws I have right here are Phillip heads. Not the most ideal. I'd rather a Torx or something. But there's 2 ways you can screw these in. With a screwdriver right here, or my favorite, of course, is a drill. So just to demonstrate real quick. On a drill, press the right to go righty-tighty. Left is to loosen, so I have it on the right. I'm going to grab it. Go to a hole, set it, and then I'm going to give a firm grip once it gets going. I like to push on the back, set the chuck up high, and then I'm going to drive it in. We got that screw right there. This table isn't the strongest for hammering, but the same thing with these nails. As we have multiple videos that you should check out on our website to learn more. Set it, keep your fingers up high so it gives a cushion when you hit them. Couple easy ones, then set it in. The best way to do this is just practice. These right here are just old and ugly nails and screws, so just find whatever scraps you have. I'm sure you have a neighbor that has old ones that they don't use. Just take these, get a piece of scrap paper like this, and just spend some time hammering. It's fun, and it's a very good way to hone your skills at hammering and screwing in things. Being a successful carpenter doesn't just mean knowing all about carpentry, which is generally with wood and fastening and hammering and nails. However, it's also being adept at any situation, whether that's mechanical, electrical, or knowing a little bit about everything. Some of the most important other tools that you can use in your home are different types of wrenches and clamps. I have some of my favorites here, and we have a video talking about all different types. I have needle nose right here, which is very skinny. This can be for small things like wires. Put that away. That's one of my favorites. I got my locking pliers, my vice grips. These are really nice. They're quick and easy to use. They've got an easy, once you close them, they've got a latch right here that you squeeze and it opens. You can adjust how wide or narrow it is. 2 other good ones. Got slip joints right here. They have a circular inside that's meant for holding more circular objects like a pipe, and can open bigger or smaller, but only slightly. And for your biggest ones, another one of my favorites are called tongue and groove, which these ones, you can slide them and get a very large opening here with them remaining closed. So on big pipes, like say you're trying to put on your garden hose outside, get a pair of these tongue grooves, open these nice and wide, you can get a really strong grip and really crank that down, much stronger than your hand. Pliers, that's just one type of tool that's important for a carpenter to know how. There's many others, and you should check our blog to learn about pliers, hammers, speed squares. So just familiarize yourself with all sorts of tools, because there may be uses for them that you can use in your own skills that you might not have thought about initially. Finally, one of the most important tips for any labor task is safety and safety precautions. I have here a pair of safety glasses that when you're working you should always be wearing. This is the first line of precaution, and there's many others, such as hearing protection that'll stop these loud tools, like say you have a circular saw or any sort of loud electrical tool that's going to save you. You want to protect your body and spend a little bit of money up front, like with these safety glasses, so that when an accident could come, you spent that money and it doesn't have to hurt you. These tools, this one right here isn't the strongest, but circular saws, chainsaws, anything, they'll rip your hands, rip your fingers off. So take the time, familiarize yourself with the tools, and wear clothes that are good for working with them. Like this, I don't have any loose parts, I don't have long hair. If I did, it's tied up, and I know what I'm doing, so I'm keeping safely away. So understand the tools. We've talked more about this, and contact anyone who you know is better at these, but just be precautious overall and keep your mind alert. That's all the tips for carpenters and general DIYers we have today. A lot of it we've repeated in other blogs in more depth, and this was kind of a summary of all different tips and tools that we should use. So I encourage you to check out our blog at rdawg.com/blog to learn more. It'll also be in the description, but consult with people you know who are knowledgeable in it. Google it. There's a lot of stuff that may seem complicated, like drilling, but just a couple minutes and some old scrap wood and screws, and you can be doing it yourself, saving yourself time, waiting for someone else, and money. You don't need to hire someone just to put in a picture frame. So invest in yourself a little bit, spend an afternoon working on this, and you can save yourself money and time for a lifetime. Thanks for watching.